Hey guys, it's Scry. Now, for those of you who don't know, it's been about a year of travel for me, living in my van. Now, I was taken all over the place, but I was taken into the centre of Australia and all the way up to Cairns. Now, I've had some great adventures and a lot of learning that's taken place for me, and I really feel stretched beyond where I was a year ago. I feel like I've really been stretched beyond my discomfort, and now I've made my way back to Victoria for some rest and some recuperation time. I've found myself a little rental property near the water. Now, I'm originally from Victoria in Australia, for those of you who are overseas, which many of you know have had some rough times with lockdowns and different things over the past few years. So someone recently asked me the other day if I can read for Australia and perhaps Victoria. And I know that I haven't done much reading of what's taking place here. And I do feel that it's very important for me to connect to reading for Australia. So today I'm going to do a reading asking Spirit, where are we heading here in Australia, and anything that they wish to bring to attention around this topic. So as I connect, I'm taken straight to the Murray River. And now this river has been rising rapidly this year and is on the risk of overflow, and possibly already is. Now this is due to the amount of rain that we've had. Now I'm also taken to this river as having, the Murray River, as having a strong significance to the Aboriginal dreaming, and it's like Spirit wishes to take me here as a foundational connection to the earth here in Australia. Now, there is a great deal of purging here through which the river's expressing this, flushing out the old, but also a very muddied energy. It's very heavy, and it's like there's a karmic history that's being worked through and released in the way Spirit shares this. Now, Spirit is taking me into the centre of Australia now, in the area of Alice Springs. Now, they're bringing my attention to the state of pain and destruction that's taking place through crime, through addiction, with a lot of the Aboriginal people here. Now, it's like the collective here is being forced into some sort of a change, and much like the Murray River, it's stirring this karmic energy from past history, very muddied waters, a level of purging. Things are quite bad here, and the suffering of the people is coming out and coming through. It's like the imbalance of the past injustices. Everything is coming up and coming through, and it's like there's more of a pressure in this way, a pressure to face what's taking place. It's like it's all being compressed and coming out within the community is how they're showing it. Now, as I connect here, it feels like there's a real lack of clarity with the energy, almost a disconnect from the knowing and the wisdom here. It's like a compression into such states of suffering and despair around community. Now, I realize this is extremely sensitive to be sharing and speaking about, and I do so with absolute honour and respect for the Aboriginal people of this country. So it feels like this suffering of the community has intensified to some degree. Now, Spirit keeps sharing with me a reference to the stars and our expanded nature as multidimensional souls. It's like they are showing me the extremes of the collective energy here playing out in Australia. Now, everything is connected, and the Aboriginal people and their suffering is connected to all of us, whether we think it is or not. So this theme is very strongly moving through the earth here in Australia. So a purging of sorts. The energy is coming out in very imbalanced ways as the equilibrium is out of balance at this time. but it is trying to find a centre point, and it doesn't necessarily look like it because of the opposing swings that we're experiencing, but it's trying to find balance into the new way. So I ask Spirit, how is this affecting the rest of Australia? And I'm hearing drought and being shown these farmers and the extremes of the weather swinging so dramatically and trying to find a place of balance, while also trying to purge and release history and trauma from the past through the collective. So I ask now, is there more drought to come? Now I'm hearing no, but they're giving an example of where we've been over the past few years, and the importance of watching the elements which have created many of the challenges here, with floods, with droughts, with fire. The earth is showing us direct connections here to the energy through the elements as very fundamental. So I ask, with the situation of the earth purging and changing, what can we expect coming up? Is there anything significant to be shared? Now, as I say this, I'm hearing a reference to fire, and I'm shown a very old forest with very tall trees. Now I ask, help me to understand this scene, and I'm hearing deforestation and a reference to koala bears and their habitats. Now they're showing me a scene of a place that much of the forest is lost and gone, and there's this small new growth, small new tiny plants that are sprouting and coming in. Now these plants are connected to many children, is what I'm hearing. It's like they are the start of a new wave and a shift of collective energy. Now I feel as though they are referencing these children as the minds of the future, and like we are in the final stages of karmic change in the collective. I ask, how is this scene of the fire and deforestation connecting here? And they just reference early stages of new growth amongst the collective. Now they show me these big old forests being gone, but in the higher purpose of this, letting go to make way for new growth. And I ask, is there more fire to come in Australia? And I'm hearing yes. I ask, what state will there be fire? And I'm shown country Victoria. And I say, well, even with all the rain that we've had, will there still be fire? And I'm hearing yes, but they're indicating it's a little bit later, like further down the timeline. I ask, will anywhere else be expecting fire? Now I'm hearing Canberra, but then they quickly move me away from Canberra and direct me back to Victoria and the significance here in some way. Okay, so I ask, with all this said, is there anything to be spoken about of importance in regards to Victorians at this time? Now they're showing me a scene of a school, and it's like in some way it's being used as some sort of refuge. I become aware of a basketball stadium within the school, and there's just people taking refuge there. Now I ask significance of this school scene, and I'm shown a fire hydrant. Now I'm also smelling smoke, and I'm aware that there's a fire truck in the distance. I'm also hearing Mallee River as having significance here. Now I know the Mallee region to be northwestern Victoria, between Wimmera and Murray rivers. Now I ask, is this school within the region of the Mallee region? And I'm hearing yes. Now I ask, is there anything else to be shared around this information? And they show me a drain, and it's like I'm looking into the drain and there's no water in it. Now this is quite strange because it's been extremely wet at this time in Victoria and over the last period. So I ask the significance of the lack of water in this drain. Now they show me it leading back to the ocean, but there's no water flowing here. And in some way I feel like it's referencing cycles of time and new beginnings and changes in the energy taking place. There is a new energy here and a new integration through this time taking place collectively. Now, I ask, is there anything else to be shared before we complete the reading? And I'm hearing trouble and shooters. Now, they show me someone with a gun, and it's like they're aiming at a target very intently. Now, this person looks to have a uniform on, and this feels to have a connection to overseas in some way also. The earth feels very dry and barren here too. I'm hearing connection to politics around this, financial sums of money, and now I'm seeing leaders of government being connected to this in some way. I'm hearing troops, and so it feels like a connection with other countries, in particular the EU I'm hearing, and like something's moving forward here. Now I ask, is Australia sending troops overseas? And I'm hearing yes. They're also drawing my attention to Papua New Guinea in connection here, and strong bonds in some way or agreements. Now I ask, what's the purpose of being shown this? And again, they indicate these connections and these bonds and agreements. It's like they show me two hands coming together and crossing over, like these bonds, and also connection with leaders overseas. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. I hope you've enjoyed today's reading. Please feel free to comment below with anything that comes up as you've listened. Also, give me a shout out if you're listening from Australia, or where are you listening from in the world? I'd be interested to know. If you're enjoying these videos, please give a like and subscribe and share them with whoever you feel may resonate. It would mean a lot. I'll see you next time. Raven Scry signing off.